There is a predictable pattern to the bass spawn on Lake St. Clair. Make sure you are in the right place at the right time. The sheer volume of big water makes it impossible to know every place that bass spawn. It gets even more complex once you add in the temperature and current dynamics of a delta system. In this video, I intend to provide an overview of where the smallmouth spawn and the sequence in which that occurs. Every northern bass angler who is experienced knows the first place to look for warmer water and active bass is at the north end of the lake. The Lake St. Clair Delta system flips this formula on its head. What you have is the coldest possible Great Lakes water flowing from Lake Huron through the St. Clair River that disperses into Lake St. Clair from the north. It will take until nearly August 1st for that flowing water to warm up to 67 degrees in most years. There is a northern spawning component, though. Any shallow bays in the north end of the lake that are partly isolated from the flow of the river. Seasonal protections are still in place for Canada and Walpole territories, so we focus on the shallow bays on the U.S. side. On a smaller scale, you can find pockets of still water scattered through the northern part of the system, which warm up quickly and lend themselves to an early spawn. Before we get to the other spawning zones, let's be clear about what someone means when talking about the spawn. It generally refers to the period when the main body of smallmouth come to shore and spawn. Because it entails the largest numbers of bass and the largest numbers of bass boats collected in an area, this becomes what most people label as the spawn. In reality, there are bass spawning prior to this main body event and many that spawn after as well. Even during the main body spawn, there are almost always waves of bass that come up on beds, leave, then come back. Normally, you will see temperatures dip below ideal and see bass vacate beds until the conditions improve again. A typical main body spawn will have about 2 or 3 waves. Occasionally, the air temperatures rise high enough to trigger the spawn, stabilize, and keep it going for weeks until it's over. Getting back to location. The next area to pop would be the mile roads. This area is likely to have the largest concentration of spawning bass on the U.S. side. A key spawning depth range would be 7 to 9 feet, but you can find beds shallower and deeper than that. The next area to go would be the stretch of water from Grosse Pointe Shores to Windmill Point. They are closer to the shipping channel and the temperatures will be a little cooler there. Surprisingly, Selfridge will be the next one on the list. This may be due to the bay being closer to the outflow of cooler water from the North Channel. So let's do a recap of spawning activity in sequence. 1. Upper bays. 2. Mile roads. 3. Grosse Pointe Shores, Windmill Point area. 4. Selfridge. I hope this video keeps you on fish during this part of the rapidly changing season. There is no doubt that others will view this presentation and have differing opinions. It is a big body of water and there are many skillful anglers who work it. For myself, I've even seen a smallmouth spawning in August on a channel edge. The idea here is to give you the big picture as a guideline so you have the best day on the water possible. God bless and good fishing.